Hey test takers, here we'll be having our first ever masterclass for the SAT math. Alright, so we'll be starting off with the first question, which says 3x to the power 4 plus 2x cube minus 7 plus 4x to the power 6 minus 5x cube plus 9. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to the expression above? Alright, so first of all, before we even start the question by solving it, we must look at the options. Alright, so we can say A, B, C have almost the same options. So we just need to look at this. And the the last option, which is option D, has a completely different answer. So let's look at option D first. Here we do not get x to the power 10 because here we're just adding it up, we're not multiplying. So we're ruling out option D. So here we need to find the value of x cube. So 2x cube minus 5x cube. So 2x cube minus 5x cube, we get minus 3x cube. So the correct option will be option B. So let's move on to the next question. Alright, now in the second question, they're asking lines of the graph in the xy plane above represent a system of two linear equations. What is the solution of x comma y? Alright, now we can see in this graph there are two lines which are intersecting. So they intersect at 1, 2. So they intersect at x-axis will be 2 and y-axis would be 3. So it intersects at 2, 3. So do we have 2, 3? Yes, we do have. So it will be option C, 2, 3. Alright, in the third question it says Rosa has already eaten 10 pretzels. So let's underline this with red. From a bag that originally contained pretzels. If Rosa is able to eat each remaining pretzel in 18 seconds, which of the following represents the amount of additional time in seconds needed for Rosa to eat all the pretzels in the bag? Alright, so we know that all the pretzels in the bag is P. Alright, but we already know that this Rosa person has already eaten 10. So the remaining will be P minus 10. This is the total amount of pretzels remaining in the bag. And to eat each pretzel, for each pretzel, Rosa takes 18 seconds. So for the remaining amount of pretzels, which is P minus 10, Rosa would need 18 times P minus 10 pretzels. So the correct option will be option D, 18 into P minus 10 pretzels. Alright, in the fourth question, it asks, what are the y-intercept and the slope of the line defined by the equation above? Alright, let's rewrite this equation in the form of ax plus by equals c. So we get minus 5x plus 7y equals minus 9. Okay, and we know that the slope equals minus a by b, so it equals minus of minus 5 divided by 7. So we get 5 by 7 as a slope. So let's underline 5 by 7 as slope. So it will be either option C or D. Alright. Now the y-intercept. How do we find the y-intercept? We know that since this equation is in the standard form over here, so the formula for y-intercept equals C by B. So it will be minus 9 divided by 7. So we get minus 9 divided by 7. So the correct answer will be option C. The slope is 5 divided by 7 and the y-intercept is minus 9 by 7. Alright. Moving on to the next question. We have Moving on to the next question, we have if 5 plus n equals 9 minus 1 by 3 of n, what is the value of n? Okay, so this is a pretty simple question. So we get 5 plus n equals 9 minus 1 by 3 of n. We take n to the other side, so we get n minus 4 equals minus 1 by 3 of n. So n minus 4 minus n. This becomes 3 into, so we get 3n minus 12 equals minus n. So 4n equals 12, n equals 3. Yeah. So the correct answer will be option A, n equals 3. Alright, moving on to the next question, we have 6th question, which asks, line P which is not shown is perpendicular to the line Q shown above and passes to the point 0, 4. Which of the following equations could represent the line P? Alright, so we are given 0, 4. Okay, now let's look at the graph actually. So in the graph we can see that it passes through here and it passes through here. So it will be so it will be 0, minus 4, and we have here 3, 0. Alright, so from this yellow highlighted part we can get that the constant, that is C, equals 4. Alright, so let's calculate the slope of these 2 points in the graph. We know that the slope is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So we get minus 4 minus 0, and we get 0 minus 3, so we get minus 4 by minus 3, which equals 4 by 3. Now since we have to find the equation or the slope of the perpendicular line, so m2 will be equal to minus of and divided by m1. Wait. Since we want the equation of the equation or the slope of the perpendicular line, so m2 equals minus 1 divided by m1, so we get minus 1 divided by 4 by 3, so we get minus 3 divided by 4. So we know the slope is minus 3 divided by 4. Let's look at the slope in the options given below. Alright, here the slope is given as minus 4 divided by 3, which is incorrect, so we mark it as wrong. Alright, and in the second option we have minus 3 divided by 4 and the constant as 4, so we don't need to look at the other options. This is the correct answer, so the correct answer will be option B, y equals minus 3 divided by 4, x plus 4. Alright, moving on to the next question, we have 4 plus 7i minus 6 plus 2i. Alright, so this looks like a fairly easy question, so we can directly start. So it will give us minus 2 plus 5i. Alright, so this is a pretty simple question. I'm pretty sure everyone is able to do this, so it will be directly, we can get option C, minus 2 plus 5i. Alright, moving on to the 8th question, we have 4 divided by n minus 3 equals 5 divided by n plus 2. Remember, this is the first model, so it will be pretty easy. Alright, so 5, once we cross multiply, we get 5 n minus 3 in equals 4 into n plus 2. Alright, so we get 5n minus 15 equals 4n plus 8. Take 4n to the other side, so we get n equals 8 plus 15. So n equals 23. So the correct option will be option D, 23. Pretty easy questions. Alright, moving on to the next question, we have what is the solution set of the equation 0 equals 3a plus 1 the whole square into a minus 4. Alright, so directly we can get, since these two equations are being multiplied, alright, and are being multiplied and are equal to 0, so we can let's take case 1, which is a minus 4 equals 0. So a minus 4 equals 0, so a will be equal to 4. Alright, so the first correct option of a will be 4, so let us highlight it. Here 4 is given and 4 is given. Alright, for the second part, we're given 3a plus 1 the whole square equals 0. Alright, so here don't get fooled by this square, okay? So it will be the same as 3a plus 1 equals 0. So a will be equal to minus 1 divided by 3. So the correct option will be option B, minus 1 divided by 3 comma 4. Alright, moving on to the next question. We have a similar question. What is the solution set to the equation 2 divided by 7 minus m equals 4 divided by m minus 5 minus m plus divided by alright, in the next question we have, what is the solution set to the equation 2 divided by 7 minus m equals 4 divided by m minus 5 minus m divided by 7 minus m. Alright, pretty tricky questions. Alright, this is a pretty tricky question. So to start the question, we just have to take the LCM first. So we get 4 into Alright, this is a really tricky question. So first, instead of taking the LCM, we take 2 7 minus m. We take this on the other side, so we get plus 5 minus m 7 minus m equals 4 divided by m. You will get 7 minus m equals 7 minus m, which you can cross out m, and this will be equal to 1. So 1 equals 4 divided by m, so m equals 4. So a pretty easy question. Alright, don't get fooled by such questions just because they look really insanely easy, but they're really time consuming. Alright, in the next question we have, if 3 is the root of the function fx equal x squared plus 3x plus c and c is a constant, what is the value of c? Alright, so since we know 3 is the root of the function, so it will be 0 equals 3 squared plus 13 times 3 plus c. So we get 9 plus 39 plus c. So 0 equals 48 plus c. So c equals minus 48. So the correct option will be option A, minus 48. Alright, in the next question, it shows an equation 7 divided by 12b cube minus 3 divided by 4b cube. Alright, so they're asking the above expression is equivalent to which of the following expressions for all b is greater than 0. Alright, so in this, let's start off by taking the LCM. So 12b cube minus 4b cube into 3. Then we get 7 divided by 12b cube minus 9 divided by 12b cube. Then we'll get minus 2 12b cube. Alright, so once we reduce this, we get minus 1 divided by 6b cube. Alright, so the correct option will be option A, minus 1 divided by 6b cube. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Alright, in this question, they've given us two system of equations, y equals to x squared plus 3 and y equals 15x minus 33. Now the question says, if the system of the equations shown above is graphed in xy plane, if the system has two solutions, what is the product of the x coordinates of the two solutions? Alright, so here equation 1 and equation 2. Since both are equal to y, so equation 1 equals equation 2. So x squared plus 3 equals 15x minus 33. So we get x squared minus 15x plus 36. Alright, now this is where most of the people actually waste time. So here, instead of just finding the roots and then adding it up, instead we can use a property where the product of the two solutions, equals c by a. So it equals 36 by 1, which equals to 36. So there is no need to find the actual solutions of the equation. You can directly use the product of solution equals c divided by a. If they ask for the sum, sum of solutions, then it will be minus b divided by a. So the correct option will be option A, 36. Alright, in the next question, they gave us an expression over here. I wrote it down here. Alright. For all values of A, which of the following is equivalent to the expression above? Alright. To start this question, we know that A is being raised to the power of 10. And then it is being whole raised to the power 3 divided by 5. Alright. So first we multiply this. We get minus 27a to the power 30 divided by 5. So we get minus 27a to the power 6. Alright. So here, let's look at the options real quick. So here, only two options have a to the power 6. So we know that it can be either option A or option B. Alright. Now let's look at one more thing. Here, in option B, a minus sign is given, and in option A, there is no minus sign given. And here, we have a minus sign over here. Wait, let me just highlight it again. Here, we do have a minus sign. So directly, instead of doing all the work, we can assume that this answer is correct. And in fact, it is actually the right answer. So the correct answer will be option B, minus 3a to the power 6 into 5 root 81. In these type of questions, you don't want to waste time, because remember, this is module 1. It's supposed to be easy, but they just want to shorten your amount of time. Alright, because now in the next few questions, it'll be a bit more tricky, and that's where you need the actual time for the exam. Alright, in the next question, it says, the amount of carbon 15 given in a sample decays exponentially. Alright, this is the key word, exponentially. Alright. If the function Cm equals 100 into 1 by 2 to the power 24m models that amount of carbon 15 remaining in the sample after m minutes, which of the following must be true? Alright, so we know that this m is related to 24, and 24 is normally the amount of, So to start this question, we must look at the options. The amount of carbon in the sample halves every minute, and the main words are halves every minute. So the main words are halves every minute, halves every 24 minutes, halves 24 times every minute, and reduces by a factor of 24 every 2 minutes. Alright, let's have one more good look at the question. Here, it decays, it doesn't increase, it decays. So when you know that, it reduces. Alright, so it can half or reduce. Alright, now how much is it being reduced by? Alright, so it's being reduced by 24 times a minute. So where's 24 times a minute? Alright, so it's 24 times a minute. So the correct option will be option C. So let me just recap this question once more. Alright, we know that it's decaying, so it's reducing. So it can half, because this is a half, so it's also reducing. You can also use reduce. The correct answer can also be reduces 24 times every minute. Alright, this can also be the answer. But here, this option is not given. It's written as half, because 1 by 2 is half. Alright, 24 times a minute. 24 into m. And we know that m is minutes. Alright, so it reduces 24 times a minute. So this is a pretty simple question. You don't need to think much about it, because everything else does not make sense. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Alright, so these options, right. So in the next question, we have if 0 equals, alright, so if 0 equals 2 divided by n minus 2 minus 6 divided by n plus 1. Alright, so let's start the question. What is the value of n? Okay, so I don't think this has to do with this figure. So let me just scroll a bit. Yeah. So I think this is pretty straightforward. So we take 6 on the other side. So we get 6n plus 1 equals 2n minus 2. You cross multiply, you get 6n minus 12 equals 2n plus 2. Alright, then you taking 2n on the other side. So we get 4n and we take 12 on the other side, so we get 14. So n equals 14 divided by 4. So now you have two ways to write this. You can write it as 14 divided by 4, or you can write it as 7 divided by 2, or you can write it as 3.5. I think the best way you can do it is write it in the most simplest form, which is either 14 by 4 or 7 by 4. This is what I would prefer to write with. Alright, let me just erase these off. Alright, in the next question, we're given a figure XYZ, which is a right angle triangle, and XZ is equal to 3. What is the value of XY? Let's keep XY as A. Alright, so we know that tan M equals root 3. Before we find the value of M, let me mention that tan 60 equals root 3. So if tan theta equals root 3, so the angle of theta would be 60. Just keep this in mind before going to any exam. Okay, same applies to any trigonometric ratio. So here M equals 60. So here, instead of taking the value of yz, which is actually given in the solution for this PDF, instead I would prefer taking cos 60, because instead of taking yz and taking the Pythagoras theorem, which is what normal people would do, here at the SAT, the smart way, we would take cos 60, because cos 60 equals xz divided by xy. So we get 1 by 2 equals 3 divided by a. So a equals 6. So the correct answer will be a equals 6. So in the answer, you'll be given a box to write the answer. So you just need to write 6. Don't write centimeter or anything. Just write 6. Alright. So let's move on to the next question. Let me just erase some of these. Alright, moving on to the next question. We have an angle in the xy plane has a measure of 5 pi radians. What is the measure of the angle in degrees? Alright. So we know that radians divided by degrees equals pi by 180. So we get 5 pi divided by degrees, let it be variable d, equals pi divided by 180. So we get 180 into 5 pi, okay, equals d by pi. So cutting pi in degrees, d will be equal to 900. So in the exam, in the box given, you just need to write 900. Don't write degrees or anything, just write 900. Alright. Moving on to the next question, we have Robert is selling televisions at an electronics store. The televisions normally would cost $545, but are now being sold at a discount of 8%. What is the minimum number of televisions Robert must sell if he wants to meet his quota of $100,000 in sales? Alright, to start this question, we know that he's charging a discount, so it is 8 divided by 100, because 8 divided by 100 is the discount, into 545 is what he normally charges. The cost would be, I'm pretty sure it will be, if I take this right, the discount is $43.6. This is just the discount, okay? Let me write it down. This is the discount. Alright. Now, the discounted price will be discounted price will be equal to 545 minus 43.6, which equals to 501.4. So now let n, okay, let variable n be the number of, let this n over here be the number of televisions sold. Alright, now remember, he has to hit a quota of $100,000. Alright, let me just write it a bit down. Alright, so we know that n has to be greater, so this is his minimum, he must meet it. Okay, so this is his minimum. Alright, so n must be greater than or equal to. Now asking for how many sales. So n is the number of televisions he must be selling, or the number of sales, which is the same thing. So we take $100,000, which is his minimum quota that he wants to hit, divided by 501 divided 0.4. 501.4. All right, so once we can assume this as n is greater than or equal to $100,000 divided by 500. You can assume this. If you want to go down this way, you can. You have a calculator with you, or you can assume it as 500, because it's pretty much the same thing. All right, because let me just remind you one more time, because if you divide this, you might get it as 200.76. This is just an example. Now you can't sell 0.76 of a TV, right? It must be a whole number. So I'm assuming that will be 500. So n must be greater than or equal to 200. So in the exam, you will be given a box since no option is given. So you just need to write 200. All right, you don't need to write n is greater than or equal to 200. You just need to write 200, okay? Because he must sell how many televisions minimum. This is the minimum number. So we know that the minimum number would be 200. All right. So let's move on to the next question. Let me just quickly erase all of these. All right. Okay. Moving on to the next question. It asks, the linear function y equals g of x is graphed in the xy plane if g of minus 3 equals 4 and g2 equals 9. What is the slope of g? Now, all right, let's start off by writing the formula of slope, which is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. All right, so we know that the first x1 and y1 will be, because remember, y equals g of x. So if in the first in the first part, x is minus 3 and we get the value as 4. So y equals 4. So we know that x1 y1 equals minus 3. Let me write it once again. Equals minus 3 by 4. And in the second part, we get g of 2 equals 19. All right. So x2 y2 equals 2 comma 19. All right. So the slope would be 19 minus 4 divided by 2 minus 3, which gives us 15 by 5, which gives us 3. So in the box which will be given the digital SAT, you just need to write 3. That's it. Slope of the line is 3. So just 3. You just need to write 3. Nothing more, nothing less. Alright. So this is module 1 of the SAT. Now let's just recap what we've done. This SAT is actually pretty easy because the module 1 is broken down into 2 versions of modules, like 2 difficulty levels. Module 1, which is mostly supposed to be a simple one, just to test out how good you are in whatever module you're doing. So let's say if you're doing SAT Math Module 1. So in the Module 1, it'll just test you how good are you in math. So according to your score in Module 1. Alright, so this is just a recap of all the answers once again. Alright. So here, you'll be given Module 1 and Module 2. Okay. Now in Module 1, it's supposed to be simple. So Module 1 is simple. Okay. It's standard. Alright. So if you do good, there are 2 cases. Okay. Let's say Module 1 went perfect or maybe Module 2 went bad. Okay. Accordingly, if Module 1 becomes good, so Module 2, it shows that yes, the simple one, you aced it, you did really well. Alright, so in Module 2, they'll give you a tougher version of questions. Okay, and these tough questions will place you into a higher scoring bracket. So if you find the Module 2 questions tough, take it in the good way, and you will actually, it means that you'll actually be placed at a high scoring bracket. All right, however, let's say you do bad, maybe, life happens, you messed up module 1. So in module 2 you'll be given all the more simpler questions, so it'll again be simple. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that the scoring bracket, even though that the official college board does not tell you what exact questions will come for these module 2 in case your module 1 goes bad, but I'm pretty sure you'll be placed at the same scoring bracket. You'll be placed at the same scoring bracket. Okay, oh, this is a horrible color. Okay, you'll be placed at the same scoring bracket, and yeah, it'll range from 200 to, I think, 500 or 400. And in the high scoring bracket, it'll be, I'm pretty sure it's from 500 to 800. So if your model 1 goes well, you'll get tougher questions which will place you into a higher scoring bracket within the range 500 to 800. And in case your model 1 goes bad, your model 2 will place you at the same scoring bracket, which is between 200 to 500. Alright, so let's move on, and this applies to English too, okay? And let me give you one very vital piece of information. Module 2, in case you are placed into this tough bracket, which you will be if you subscribe to this channel, alright, module 2 has tough and time consuming questions. Module 2 questions for the tough section is really tough, or it'll be really time consuming. So module 2 is all about using those shortcut methods. So when you go to module 2, you must be prepared, you must not waste any time, you must be really focused. So in the 10-minute break which you're given between the module 1 and module 2, make sure you refocus when you start your module 2. And now we've reached the end of the module 1 of the SAT Masterclass. The module 2 will be posted soon, so make sure to like and subscribe and turn on that notification so that you receive the notification for the module 2 video. You can always subscribe, it's free, you can always change your mind later, and if you subscribe, the only thing that's going to happen is that your SAT score is just going to increase. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and peace out.